Welcome in, beautiful people. This is Red, White, and Bills post-game report. Victory Monday. Whew. Wow. Did you guys see that game? Did you see that game? That was complete, utter domination again. Week after week, where Buffalo Bills are showing all the doubters, all the people that said, oh, your schedule wasn't that tough. We took on one of the best teams in the NFL. People say they're still their Super Bowl favorites, which they're a great team. They're an amazing team. You can never count them out, even at a 2-3 record. But we marched right into their stadium. Sunday night football, in a hostile environment, as all the pundits say. And we punched them in the mouth relentlessly, and we didn't give up. We didn't stop. We kept punching. And by the end of the game, the Kansas City Chiefs were bleeding everywhere. It was on all phases of the ball. Special teams, offense, defense, complete domination. The Chiefs started off. They looked really smooth, like they normally do. They had like a 14, 15-play drive. Only walked away with 3 points, which is absolutely huge, but they chewed like 8 minutes off the clock. So we're like, wow. First possession was like 7 minutes left in the quarter for us. And what did the Buffalo Bills do? Like I always say, you got to come out and you got to punch them right in the mouth. Josh Allen just drove that offense down the field effortlessly. So elegant, beautiful. Work of art, really. And we put 7 on the board real quick. So everything's looking great. And it was, from that on, they had that fire in their eyes, and they just did not want to stop. Every game they have that fire, but this one, as you guys know, you could tell it meant more because we had to get revenge on them for beating us pretty bad the last 2 times. And we beat the brakes off them this time. And it was absolutely amazing to watch. I didn't care that I had to stay up super late to watch it. I would have stayed up 5 more hours to watch it if I had to. It was an absolutely amazing game. Wow. Where do I begin? There's so many things I wrote down during the course of the game, my thoughts, and my head was everywhere because every part of the ball, everyone was making plays. But let's just start off with the defense. One of the things I mentioned in my pregame video was that defensive line has to get to Mahomes, and I also said that I don't think you could rattle him, because he's been in situations besides the Super Bowl, he was pretty rattled, where people have brought pressure, and he can still create plays, right? But this defensive line made him look so uncomfortable. That did not look like the Patrick Mahomes that everyone says is the best in the NFL. He really struggled with this defensive line. And the secondary was playing beautiful coverage all game. They didn't let Tyreek Hill get involved. Travis Kelce was very minimal involved too. So you took those 2 reads away from Patrick Mahomes. And then even there was one play, he had 7 seconds to throw the ball. A defensive line is contained, was getting close to the sack. The DBs just didn't let up any open space. And you had 7 seconds to throw the ball, and there was still no play to be made. Still hold them. Wow. That defensive line, they had Greg Rousseau, big group, had 1 sack, and he had that key interception. Beautiful play. They were marching down the field in the red zone. The thing about Groot, he uses that 6'7" body. He keeps on the block, right? He keeps on the block. He sees that ball go up. Boom. The offensive lineman messes up. You're supposed to chop him down. When you're a big boy like that, he didn't. Groot tips it, picks it off for his first career NFL interception. And it was an absolutely clutch play because, like I said, they were marching down the field, and Kansas City can score 14 points in 2 minutes if they wanted to. That's how electric that offense can be. So that was a huge momentum shift for the game for us, even though we were leading by a decent amount. But that really made it hard for them to come back at that point. And overall, 4 turnovers on defense. We had 2 picks, a pick 6 by Micah Hyde. Micah Hyde's just been absolutely stellar. I always been saying for the last couple of years he's the best safety in the NFL. He's always underlooked. He's, probably because he's on the Buffalo Bills. People don't want to give him that credit. But now I think people are going to start turning around, notice what he's been doing, that culture he brought here when he came here a few years ago, and what this team has been. Him and Jordan Poyer together, like I've told you in the other videos before, they're on the same wavelength. They always click. All they got to do is look at each other, and they know what they got to do. There's a beautiful chemistry between them. And then we had that fumble recovery, Trey White, on the fumble snap at Patrick Mahomes. And like I mentioned, the Groot interception. And then Saran Neal on the special teams, on the kickoff after we scored that touchdown. He ran right across the field from one side like a bullet. Bam! Shot out of a cannon. Popped that ball loose. We got the ball. And at that point, I was like, wow, if we could score a touchdown here, that would be absolutely huge. Unfortunately, we didn't walk away with any points. Nonetheless, that was an amazing play. I want to watch that play 100 times over because special teams is it's not offense and defense, but it's equally as important as the other two. And it was a beautiful play. You know, as you guys know, Matt Milano was out, our best defensive player, and the best coverage linebacker in the NFL. And A.J. Klein, you know, former New Orleans Saint. He was on our team last year. He had a rough go to first few games, but I've always liked him since he was in New Orleans. I always watched him play. I thought he played with a great fire, great energy, and I just loved his physicality of the game. And last year, after those few bad games, he really showed his worth and how great of a player he was for us. And coming in today, you know, a little bit of concern was if he can keep up with Travis Kelce. But this guy rose to the occasion like he always does. He was second team in tackles with 9. He was all over the field, and he just play after play. He's always where the ball is, and that's what you got to ask for, especially from a backup outside linebacker, and especially someone like Matt Milano's being out. He really stepped up and filled the shoes pretty well. I'm not saying they're a carbon copy of each other, but he really stepped up, and I love to see that. Teron Johnson, newly paid Teron Johnson, 11 tackles, 11 or 12 tackles. This guy was a menace on the field. He was out for one play. I got a little bit nervous. I thought he got hurt. And I was just like, oh, man, please don't let it be serious. You know, and then he came right back out the next play. But he's a game changer. Again, like the rest of the guys on our defense, we love the gang tackle. And even at a high school level, you learn that like that's the best thing you can do for tackling. You got to, one person gets to the ball, everyone else try to strip it, everyone else hit. And that's what the Bills defense does beautifully is as soon as someone hits the ball, hits the guy, everyone's going after the ball. Forced turnovers. We lead the league in forced turnovers. And defense is playing out of their minds. Like how the Kansas City Chiefs, 20 points. An offense that can score 30, 35, 40 anytime they want. We held them to 20. Made Patrick Mahomes look uncomfortable. We held huge players like Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill to nothing, basically. A few catches, a few yards. No receiver had over 80 yards for the Chiefs. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, hope he's okay, by the way. He suffered a gruesome injury from what it appeared. He was 7 carries for 14 yards before he got hurt. And last year he gashed us pretty good in that game in Buffalo. So overall, coaches stepped up. You know, people were saying like, oh, Andy Reid always outcoaches Sean McDermott. But, of course, you know, you can't win every game against someone. But, you know, Sean McDermott really wanted this bad to show, you know, yeah, Andy Reid used to be my head coach of the team I was assistant coach on. And I want to show that I can compete with them, one of the better coaches in the league. And Sean McDermott is. He stepped up and rose to the occasion. And, of course, Leslie Frazier with that defense. Like I said, we allowed 12 points a game after that game. The fewest in the NFL. And this reminded me of an even better 2019 defense. And that's the thing about Buffalo. They've always had a great defense. Even in the years of the drought, we always had a stellar defense, top 10, top 5. But the problem back then was our offense couldn't stay on the field, so the defense was doing great. Then going back on the field 40 seconds later, going back on the field. But now we got a top offense that's clicking on all phases. And then you got the defense who's clicking on all phases, top defense, number 1 defense. And you're just watching this team play. And it's so exciting to watch. It's so fun, especially after so many years of pain of watching this team. You know, we're a loyal fan base, we're a loving fan base, passionate fan base, and that's why every win's so huge to us because it's like a family. As corny as it sounds, that's just how it is for Buffalo Bills fans. Moving on to some offensive players, Dawson Knox. I mean, every week we're talking about Dawson Knox now. He now leads the league for tight ends with touchdowns with 5 touchdown catches. He had his first 100-yard receiving, his first game with 100 receiving yards or more, and he had that beautiful touchdown catch. Now let's move on to the run game. Overall on the stat sheet, you know, nothing glares out at you like, you know, a 100-yard rusher or anything. But when they needed to run, Motor and Moss, that duo they stepped up, especially Moss in the 4-minute drill. Anytime we needed a first down, he was able to get the ball, get it 2 or 3, 4 yards, keep the clock running. It was what you want to see in that power back that he is. And now that we're on the part of talking about the run, Josh Allen's 3rd and 4. Huge first down plays. 3rd and 4, you're just like, what's Allen going to do? What's Allen going to do? Because you knew it was going to be him doing something. And there's about 9 minutes left. 3rd and 4, and that could have been a huge momentum shift for the Chiefs. Josh Allen hikes the ball, doesn't see the play that he likes. He takes off, and you're like, go. And all of a sudden he takes flight, jumps over another NFL professional athlete, just made it look so easy. Didn't even have a second thought in his head, just whoop. Wow, that's a play. You could see the guys in the field were just like, Zach Moss right next to him, like, whoa, I didn't even think he was going to do that. And it was so beautiful to watch. I know we're on the topic of Josh Allen. This guy's just remarkable. Every game he grows as a player. If you go back to his rookie year, of course, started off very raw, and the progression that he's just made as a quarterback and as a player and as a leader of this team, you couldn't ask for anything better. Best quarterback in Bills history, and he's top 5 quarterback in the league right now. He's elite, and if people don't see that, it just blows my mind. It's crazy. But moving on with that, it was 15 for 26, 315 yards, 3 passing touchdowns, 11 carries for 59 yards, and a rushing touchdown. He's all over the place, man. Like, you need him to run the ball, he'll run it. You need him to pass the ball, pass it. He would even catch it if you needed him to catch it. That's how much of a playmaker Josh Allen is. Anytime the ball's in his hands, a huge play is a possibility. You always want the ball in your best playmaker's hands. And like I said, overall, there's offense, defense, special teams just dominated in all phases. Every snap, I was just beaming. I was just so excited, jumping up and down, getting all pumped up for this defense. Oh, it's offense, defense, special teams. Like, these guys just came out to play, man. What a beautiful victory. We needed that one for sure. Statement victory all the way. Made this Kansas City Chiefs probably second guess taking us lightly ever again if they did. It seemed like they thought they could just have us walk in and then it'd be a cake because they beat us twice before. Again, they're professionals, so they might not have thought that, but sometimes you could think it seems that way. And the Kansas City Chiefs official Facebook page, they made a post earlier in the week like, remember the last time we played the Buffalo Bills, what happened with the winky face? Ooh, it did not age well, man. It did not age well because we came in there and beat the brakes off you. It was bad. It was great for us, but the Kansas City Chiefs did not look good. Obviously, that's not like that every game because they're an elite team. They're great, but that just goes to show how great of a team Buffalo is. And if there's any doubt left in people's minds, I just want to say keep watching. This team, they do something special every week. These guys love each other. They have that one goal in mind of the Super Bowl. They keep working towards that every day. And it's just, anytime I hear a presser, just watch these guys in practice or in the game, you can just tell they got that in the back of their mind every time they make a play. Every time the ball snapped, that's what ultimate goal they think about. So I started this video. It was a little bit long today. I love talking about the Buffalo Bills. I love this game. This game was absolutely incredible to watch. I'm probably going to watch it 2 or 3 more times. But keep out for the Titans pregame show. They're coming off a win off the Jacksonville Jaguars, who they dominate every time it seems. You got King Henry coming in, best running back in the league, scary running back. I'll talk more. I'm not going to get too much into it. I'm going to talk more about it earlier this week. And thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate all the love and support. Go Bills.